Hey guys, what is up? Squan17 here. Welcome to a Some Game Sunday. Today I finally have another review for you guys, and today's review is going to be of the free-to-play game Guns N' Robots. But before I go on reviewing this game and talking about other cool things, let's do this week's shoutouts. So this week's shoutouts are going to be Swift with a capital F Graphics, who does art design and banners. If any of you guys need those, go check him out. I'm sure he'd be happy to do them for people, at least I think he is. Just get in touch with him. Next is xavalanche_gaming, who does Minecraft, and then, sounds very familiar to me, a unique game every Sunday. And then finally is SoccerDudeYT, who does Minecraft. So be sure to check all these guys out, subscribe to them, like their newest video, comment on that video that I sent you, and yeah, so if you're interested in a shoutout, you have to 1. Support this week's shoutouts by doing what I just told you to do. 2. Like the video. And then 3. Comment saying you want a shout out, what you do on your channel, and what you think I'm doing well on or can improve on. 4. Subscribe. And then finally 5. Stay active on my channel. If you unsub after receiving a shout out, or if you just no longer stay active on my videos for a long time, or if you start hating, I would probably take down your shout out. Anyways, now back to the game. So today what we will be covering is what this game is, the basics of the game itself, the basics to gameplay and customization, and the pros and the cons. Guns N' Robots is a free-to-play, cartoon-style online shooter from Masthead Studios where players assemble funny-looking yet deadly robots. The game blends fun, inventive character design, and deep customization features. Players are provided with exciting situations in multiple maps and a robust variety of weapons and weapon enchantments. So I got that off like the Wikipedia for this, but that basically describes the game in a nutshell. It was a lot of fun, I recommend it. So, when playing, there are 2 teams, and this is stuff I wrote myself, of course. There are 2 teams, the Regulators and the Outlaws, one of which you will be randomly assigned to each game. In terms of game modes, you'll be randomly assigned to one when you click the battle button. As far as I know, there's no way to select what game mode you will be playing. So far, there are 3 game modes that I've played, which are basically Team Deathmatch, where you have to eliminate all the other players, and something interesting about this game, another thing that makes it very unique, and there are lots of things that make it unique, but there is no respawning in this game. I mean, there are lots of games where there's no respawn, but in this one, there's none of that crap. So there is Team Deathmatch, where you have to eliminate everyone. There's Capture the Flag, or Capture the 2 Batteries, I think it's called, where basically you just have to steal 2 batteries from the other team's base and return them to yours, and they have to do the same to you. Then finally, there's also this kind of bomb planting one, where one player on your team will pick up a bomb, and they have to deliver it to an enemy totem, plant it, and guard it from the enemy team, and they have to do the same to you. So there may very well be many other game modes, but these are all I have seen so far. I also have had this game for about 20 hours, so I'm still learning a lot. I don't know much yet, so be sure to leave your feedback and helpful criticisms down below. So, also the footage I have for you guys today is just some casual footage, and keep in mind I am a total noob, so if there are times where you're facepalming, be sure to tell me what I did wrong, in a helpful way of course, and yeah. So, I'm also going to be making a guild on this game. I'm not sure how they work yet, but once I have enough money, I will be making a guild called Quan Clan, so if you get this game, be sure to join so we can play together. So anyways, with the plot and quote-unquote storyline out of the way, let's move into the basics of gameplay and customization. It is an ASDW-style game with the mouse used for aim, and mouse 1 and mouse 2 used for shooting. There's no scoping down sight as far as I know so far. Yeah, you can also use shift to sprint, although this is your stamina, which is also used to power your weapons. Generally, in my experience, it takes quite a while to kill someone, which personally I find to be alright, but I know a lot of you guys like games like Call of Duty, where it's like 3 shots and they're dead. I personally like something in between, like, where, I don't know, they're not dead in a second, but it doesn't take like a minute to kill someone, which this game does. But that's beside the point. There are also other key bindings that you can use, but I don't really know of any yet. Around the map, there are boosts that you can pick up, including added shields and extra stamina. In addition to this, you can also find or unlock some of those boosts and have them equipped with a key. I think they're maybe number locked or something like that, so in the heat of battle, you can turn the tide. No matter what game mode you're playing, you can always win by just eliminating the entirety of the other team. Usually, in my experience from playing this, games end like that, rather than people accomplishing the objectives like capturing batteries or planting bombs, etc. So, moving on from controls and gameplay, let's go into the character customization and the store. So, there are tons of different combos that you can try out with characters, with many choices. With many choices, including many different weapons, devices, and bodies. You can also change the color of your robot and upgrade different parts of them with items. In addition to all this, you can also have multiple robots. Right now, I just have one, and I started trying to build another one, and then I got kind of stuck, and I don't know, I'm pretty confused with the upgrading and the customization of robots at this point. So if you guys, I'll talk about that a little bit in a little bit, but if you guys have some basic feedback on how to do that, please let me know, because I'm pretty stuck. So you can also change the color of your robot, upgrade different parts with items, blah 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 blah. So one interesting little fact about this game is that if you quit a match, and I just thought I'd include this because this is something I found that was interesting and rather unique. I hadn't seen it in a game I've played before, but if you quit a match, you cannot use the robot you were using in that match until that match is over. So before moving on to the story, I also want to briefly cover leveling up. The only way, as far as I have figured out in the 20 hours of my MLG gameplay of this game, to level up, the only way you can do it is by battling. So you do get less XP if you lose a match, but you get, I'd say it's fairly simple to level up. Like, you go up levels pretty fast, like maybe 2 to 3 games and you will have gone up a level. I'm currently level 6. I'm still learning a lot, as I said. Yeah, so that's the only way you can level up, is by battling. It will give you bonus money, and it can also give you bonus items, which I have not figured out how to equip yet, but you can also get those. So, speaking of money, let's move on to the shopping factor of this game. The store is so far the only place I've found where you can get items other than when you level up. This is not only where you buy different components for your robots, like weapons and bodies and heads and stuff like that, but you can also get the TF2 equivalent to crates, upgrades, and more paint options, among many other cool things. I'm still trying to figure out the store and customizing my robot. Currently, I'm having issues equipping stuff. Like, I spent $1,000 on weapons in this game. Not like real money, of course, but I spent a lot of money, in-game money, on weapons and stuff in this game, and for some reason it will not let me equip them. I don't really understand that. So if you know what's going on, if you've had similar problems and you've learned it, you've gotten over them, please help a brother out, tell me what's going on. So, in addition to being able to buy components, you can also sell certain items in the store, a function I'm still trying to figure out and have not yet quite mastered. I've only sold one item, and it was like the basic head I had, and I sold it for 0 coins, which was very stupid of me. So, anyway, on that note, you guys can probably tell I really need help learning this game, so be sure to leave your advice down below, because I think it's a lot of fun to play, and plan on making more vids of it in the future when I get my new computer. And speaking of that, before we go back to this review, progress on the new computer has been basically negative. Some of the money I've been saving, I've been buying junk food with, so I've probably subtracted $20 from the computer fund since I last gave you guys an update, so that is too bad. But this October, when I turned 16, my birthday is October 17th, hint hint, if you want to get me some cool Steam presents. No, I'm just kidding, but if you wanted to, that'd be nice. I'd feel very happy and probably shout you out, but you don't have to, of course. No expectations on there, I'm just kind of joking around. But when I turn 16, basically, I'm going to be getting a job at my friend's store, and I'm going to start earning some money. So then the computer fund will be going up and up and up, and I will finally be able to get a computer. So anyways, with basics covered, let's move on to the next part of the review, the pros and the cons. I'm going to start with the pros, first of which is obviously that this game is a free-to-play. I'm not sure if I would get this game if it costs money, but for a free-to-play, it definitely meets my demands. Another thing I really like about this game is that it is another game where you can just log on and be playing almost instantly. Even if it is taking a while to join a game, they have this amusing little alien shooter game. It's kind of like an arcade thing. You might have seen it in part of this video. You can play while waiting to join a map. A little downside in terms of being in a game is that you can just pick up and play, and it takes forever to kill the enemy. So if you're looking for something, so that might not have made sense, but if you're looking for a game where you're instantly in and you're just mowing down the enemies, this game is not for you. This game, it takes like at least a minute to kill an enemy, which I can find annoying, but I also think is unique and nice. So the next pro of this game is the sense of humor, which varies from random aliens appearing on some maps to goofy customizations. This game somewhat reminds me of TF2 in many senses, including their own version of crates, the cartoony-esque graphics, and so on. So, on the topic of goofy customization, sorry, my mouth is super dry right now, that leads us to our next and last pro for today, the many different customizations that you can use on your robot. This is what I think really makes the game unique. You could say that there are a lot of games with many different combinations, but Guns N' Robots' combination of fast-paced, oh man, I really need a glass of water, fast-paced action with slow-paced killing combined with tons of different options for customizations make it unique in the Steam free-to-play world. In my opinion, there may be other games exactly like this one, but I just have yet to see those. So, And now, with the pros covered, let us move into the cons, which there are not a lot of, but there are still some, of course, because no game is perfect. So, the first of which is just coming from my YouTuber point of view. At least for me, when I try to record, the FPS is not great, and sometimes the game will freeze and crash while I'm recording. This is most likely just because of my computer getting outdated, but that is probably the thing that bugged me the most. Next is customizing. Although customizing factor in this game is, as I said, very cool and unique, I personally feel that it is not explained all that well in the tutorial, and so far with the problems I've had, I've found that it is just not easy, and it is something that I dislike in this game. So in fact, it's probably more me than the game, but nonetheless, I feel that customizing could be better built. Next up is pretty much my final dislike of this game that I've found so far, and that is just the overall mobility while in game. Sometimes I wander around for literally like 5 minutes just trying to find the last enemy, and when I finally do, I damage them, and then they run away and they're faster than me, and it's another 5 minutes, and just goes on and on and on. So there are ways to fix this, but I have yet to do so. So overall, I feel that this game is a great game in terms of being a free-to-play, decently fun to play, and its humor. Like I said before, I don't think I would want to pay money for this game, but since it is completely free, I feel it is completely worth your time to try it out and download it. In an overall rating, I would give it 7 Sikas out of 10, considering the pros of it being, as I have said many times before, its price, how easy it is to start playing, and the humor. It does not get 10 Sikas because I feel that customization is still lacking and that the gameplay could do with a few upgrades. Again, this is most certainly not to say I don't recommend the game. In fact, if you have space on your computer, get it because it is a cool game that deserves more attention. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and sub for more. If you're interested in the shoutout, be sure to follow all the steps in the description below. Be sure to follow me on Twitter @QuanGames, join my Steam group Quan Clan, and if you really want to help me out, I need that glass of water bad. If you really want to help me out, tell a friend about my channel, invite your Steam friends to my Steam group. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you later.